Every now and then I do surveys of students who are enrolled in my FE electrical program and PE power program, and I ask them this simple question. What is the single biggest roadblock that you're encountering in terms of your exam preparation? And an overwhelming majority of students every single time list finding time for studying as the biggest roadblock for the exam preparation. In this video, you're going to see me providing some concrete solutions to address this problem, and this question was asked by one of my students during a live training session. I will be highlighting the importance of routine and giving you some specific action items that you can incorporate on a daily basis. But before we dive into the content, I would really appreciate if you could like this video, click the bell icon and the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. What is the single biggest roadblock? So, this is again very consistently I get the same result, which is finding time on a daily basis. Okay, so with the FE exam, this is arguably one of the major roadblocks that students encounter, and the only way to, I would recommend you guys a book. I've consistently been doing that. There's a book called Atomic Habits. Okay, I'm gonna write the name over here. Okay, how many of you heard about this book from me in one of the previous sessions? Atomic Habits, and the author is James Clear. All right, so those of you who heard about it, did you end up reading it? Did you end up buying it? Did you end up listening to it? Please do so. Okay, just throw it on audio, or in fact, there are some YouTube summaries that you can find about this book. Okay, so Chris, you listened to it. How is it? Does it make sense? It's great to get rid of bad habits, right? And it's even better to make to help you basically develop good habits. And the only reason I bring this up is because whenever I'm looking to add something to my schedule, I revisit this book. Okay, I've read this book a couple of times in detail, and then every now and then I would revisit this book. And you can subscribe to his newsletter as well. The guy is just like amazing in terms of how he explains time management and productivity and things like that. Okay. Coming back to our point, finding time. Okay, I'm going to spend a couple of minutes on this because it is repeatedly the same issue that comes up. Finding time is a huge issue. Okay, most of you are working full time. Most of you, would have, I mean, pretty much all of us probably have like social life, right? If some of you might even have a family, some of you might have kids. Other requirements on your time, aging parents or whatnot, and yeah, some of you are in the middle of a very tough time at your work, busy projects and things like that. So how do we find time? There is no magic bullet to it, right? There's no simple formula. The one thing I can advise you is start small and be consistent. Okay, don't try and look for opportunities in your day which is like 2 hours. Wasim, everybody around me tells me, Wasim, like, you are free, whatever you want to do for the next 2 hours. It never happens with me. I don't know if it happens ever to you guys, right? Either at work or at home, right? And so nobody will ever, at least in my case, it's like something is always happening, right? So what you got to do is you got to start becoming consistent with a particular time slot. So if you have to wake up early, so most of the days, guys, I wake up at like 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m., very typical standard for me, right? And I try and get done the most difficult part of my day, work of the day, or the target of the day early in the morning. Okay, if you're not a morning person, I know it's not possible or difficult, but the key is that try and develop a routine. Once you develop a routine and you yourself start sticking to a routine, others around you are going to start respecting it. Okay, it's as simple as that. And then start small. And there's a concept that he explains in the book, which is basically stacking habits. So if you already have a routine in place, and if there's something that you do on a regular basis, so stack habits on top of every habit, right? One habit on top of another habit, and that basically makes it more synergistic. But anyways, you got to find a regular time slot ideally, and then others are hopefully going to start respecting to that with that. I mean, still stuff can happen, life can happen, and you just got to roll with it. Okay, but as you can see, you're not alone. Majority of the students are finding that as the most biggest challenge. And aside from that, being out of school for a while, as you see, majority of you have been out of school for more than 4 years. right? As some 10 plus years as well. So these are one of the many challenges.
I hope you found this video helpful, and if you're preparing for FE Electrical or PE Power exam and are interested in learning more about my exam preparation resources and how they can help you streamline your exam preparation effort, I would recommend you to check out the details in the description of this video. Thank you.